I don't know. Then they were like, oh, so anytime when you go to the hospital, they ask you, do you have ulcer? And she's like, yes, I have ulcer. They're like, ah, look at how big you are. How can you have ulcer? But then you don't know. Maybe at that point in time, the person took the wrong kind of water, and so I don't know how we are going to balance that with the fact that the ulcer, the kind of water and whatever you take into your body can cause this bacteria to develop. And sadly, we're in a situation whereby not every Ghanaian has access to clean drinking water. Even no matter how you even boil the water, it's not going to be really as clean as possible. So
It's very true because these days we have our clean water being lost to Galamsey.
yeah.
And not just Galamsey, there are people in the various very remote areas that maybe they would pass stools in their water, and this same water will be fetched back to the house,
Yeah.
used in cooking
Yeah.
and all of that. And so it's so sad, just like you're saying, that people do not have access to the very clean drinking water. But we are daily advising ourselves, maybe what we can do is to boil them to a certain degree, make them warm first before we can actually take them in. Because sometimes you would agree with me that the things that we take in, if they were to kill us, we will, I'm
Yeah.
not sure we
Yeah.
will be here, even now.
Yeah.
And another thing we are looking at is certain types of medication that we take. So certain types of pain relievers that we take in. We're talking about aspirin. We're talking about there are lots
Pain
of them.
relievers,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely. And so if you don't take in the right pain reliever, maybe there are people whose body types or systems are not friendly to aspirin. And so the moment you take aspirin and you realize that they start to react to it. And so we get to know that taking in aspirin as well as certain over-the-counter and prescriptions pain medication called non-steroidal and inflammatory drugs known as the NSAIDs can irritate or inflame the lining of your stomach and the small intestine. And so some of these over the counter, maybe you may go to a pharmacy, you may be having pain in the tummy, or you may be having some pain that in your body, and you would want to alleviate yourself of it, and you would just go, oh please, I'm getting this, oh please,
Yeah.
I'm getting
Yeah.
aspirin.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, this is what you are inviting onto yourself. At first I thought self-medication was only wrong when it came to kidney diseases, but we are getting to know that people who have ulcer may have developed it from taking some pain relievers as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and I think we'll all be guilty. I don't know about you, but we'll all be guilty of the fact that you are in pain, and the moment you take the pain reliever, it doesn't go. Now you want to take a second dose, third dose, and all those things, and you see that you overdose, and then you find yourself with ulcer. Sometimes you're going through pain, and you can't wait for the pain to go so bad that the moment you take the first dose, in 2 hours time, the pain is still there, especially girls that menstruate. You take the medicine, the menses is still there. It's like it's not going, and then you go for another one, you take it. By the time you realize, you just go overboard, and all these things can definitely lead to the cancer. I mean the
The
ulcer.
ulcer, it's very true, and I am guilty too.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm sure we're all guilty
Yeah.
when it comes to that. But as we sit here and talk about the fact that we are guilty, we are also educating ourselves, okay, so that we just turn over a very new leaf, a good leaf as well. And so another thing is also steroids. When you know that you're taking too much of, or too much intake of steroids, is also going to increase your chance of developing ulcer. So it's very important that we get to know people who are on the track, people who are constantly running, all of that. Every single person, we are advising ourselves. Steroids are okay. people taking steroids to boost, their energy as well. But we have to know that the chances of we getting ulcer, taking all of these pain relievers, maybe at a certain degree will be higher, okay? And what are some of the symptoms that we are likely to see? What are some of the things that we're likely to see when you have an ulcer? And so the first thing is a burning stomach pain. And so you feel a burning sensation in your stomach. I've been around people who have ulcer, and the moment the stomach start to hurt, it's crazy. Like the pain, it's more like it's a lasting pain. It doesn't leave them. Then you see them on the floor, you see them on the bed, like turning from left to right, and it's like it's so much pain.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think even also causes even palpitation. It burns your tummy so much, your chest even starts to hurt. It causes palpitation. It's really painful. No one wants to go through that pain. No one wants to go through that pain. Then we have feeling of fullness, bloating, or belching. And so kakribia or not, you know the
belch,
belch, you
eh?
belch, you keep
Okay.
belching, you feel full, you're bloated. I think it's the acidity content that makes you feel that way. And so
exactly.
yeah.
So you feel like you've taken enough.
But you've not even taken in.
Okay, so is that the reason why people with ulcer tend not to eat too much? Because they feel like, okay, they can't even take in like a lot because they feel
Bloated and
okay.
full.
Okay.
And full.
So that's another thing I am learning. And so you start to be intolerant to fatty foods as well. And so when foods are fatty, your system wouldn't really react well to it. Okay, so if you're experiencing all of these things, you have to go to a hospital. You have to go and get yourself checked. It's not shameful to go to the hospital to go and then be like, oh, today I'm coming in for a checkup. Oh, today I want to check. I want to know what is maybe all of the things I'm feeling. Maybe you may go and it's maybe a different thing altogether. But if you are facing all of these symptoms, if you're experiencing all of these things, it's very important that you get yourself checked as well.
Yeah. Can we talk about heartburn? Like, one of the symptoms of ulcer is definitely heartburn. And heartburn, I'm telling you, is something that you definitely don't want to joke about. You feel this extreme burning sensation, and it doesn't just end there. Your throat starts to feel some way. In fact, when we started talking about the symptoms of ulcer, I told you about having the palpitation and heartburn, because now your tummy is burning, your heart is burning. It is not an easy thing feeling all these things at once. You're feeling fullness, you're feeling bloated, you're belching, your tummy is burning, then heartburn, and then intolerance to fatty foods. So that means that even when you want to, eat chicken and all those things, you can't eat it because now your body becomes intolerant to it. And so I think that, as Cedro said, if you have ulcer, please make sure that you go to the hospital. In fact, you don't even know, but the moments that you start to feel these things, if you're watching in a viewer right now and then we are mentioning all these things and you have your pen and paper and you're checking all the boxes, if you have at least 3, kindly go to the hospital and then let them run a thorough checkup on you so that you can know if it's ulcer or not, and then take it from there.
And you start to feel that nausea. You feel that maybe at a point you feel like vomiting, you feel sick, and these are all symptoms that you're likely to experience if you have an ulcer. And so it's very important that you get to know, are you feeling that nausea feel? Are you having that nausea feel? Do you feel sick? Do you feel like you want to vomit as well? Then you definitely should know what is wrong with you. And we get to know that the most common symptom is the stomach burn, that stomach pain that you feel. And like I said, I've been around people who have ulcer, and it starts with the stomach. It starts with that very uncontrollable pain, and pain that they can't do anything about. But I don't know. We are told that when you starve yourself, then you are likely to develop ulcer. That's
Well,
what we've been made to believe. And so I don't know, but throughout what we've been talking about, I'm not seeing
I'm not seeing
anything.
any starving yourself. In fact, when I was growing up, I heard stories that when you're starving yourself, the the gastric juice that is supposed to break down food is now falling on your stomach, and the juice is very acidic, and so that's what causes the ulcer. I also heard that ulcer, when it's not really taken care of, it turns into cancer. How true is that?
Well, I'm sure as we go. I don't have any medical background,
Okay.
and so I wouldn't want to say
Yeah,
something that
yeah,
at the end of the day. But I'm
yeah.
sure as we get to, deliberate, as we get to talk about this, then we'll know what ulcer turns into, whether cancer or not. And let's also look at some of the signs. We've talked about the symptoms. We've talked about the things that you experience. But what are the signs? What are the things that you are likely to see? You're likely to vomit blood as well, which will appear red or black. Is that serious? You're likely. I don't know, but then it's more like we've underrated ulcer. It looks like it comes with a whole lot of
Yeah,
sicknesses.
yeah, but and then there's a certain kind of idea, like, oh, maybe I'm ulcer. I have ulcer. But it's just nothing. There's nothing funny about
It's
having
not funny,
ulcer.
and
Yeah.
it's not a good feel. It's not something we should embrace. But I get you on that. We back in SHS, we had people or colleagues. I had colleagues of mine that had ulcer, and you know that their food will be
Special diets.
special
Hey.
diet, and it felt like they were happy. They embraced the whole ulcer situation. I don't know if that's the same. It's still like that now,
In fact,
but no. The fact that you're going to be vomiting blood, that is dark, black or red. I mean, that's serious. That's very serious. So it's not something we should embrace. It's special that it's funny, special that it's funny, we say yeah, special. And I'm forced to believe that some people even lied about having ulcer. But
yes, just to be on special diet. In fact, when you're on special diet, you're a king. You see people on special diet. Everybody is eating gobe. You're eating rice and
some
stew,
special
some
stew.
special stew, and you'll be feeling like a queen or a king. But let's move on next to the next one. In fact, after vomiting the blood, and you have the higher possibility of even passing bloody stool. Yes, and it's the color is red, and it's actually red or black. It's the same thing as vomiting the blood, and it's not a good feeling at all.
I'm just imagining the pain that will come with passing all of that stool. Like it's a different thing when you are vomiting blood, and it's another thing when you are passing a stool and then it's blood, it's red or something. I mean, it's very, very dangerous. It's not so friendly. And another thing is that you have trouble breathing. Ooh. Wow. So it comes,
It comes
it's
a
more
whole
like it's
nother
bits
level.
of, and pieces of different
I'm
sicknesses
telling
and
you.
diseases.
I'm telling you.
I mean, trouble breathing. So if you're experiencing all of this, all of what we've spoken about, it's not shameful. It's not shameful. It's not something that you should be ashamed of. You definitely need to consider seeing a healthcare professional. Very, very important.
Yeah, very important to see a healthcare professional. Also, you start to also feel faint. You feel dizzy. You don't know what's going on. Small time you black out. You'll be there and you've blacked out, you've fainted, and all of those things. So feeling faint, feeling like you have no strength and you have no energy, it's part of the signs, the real signs of the stage of the ulcer when the ulcer develops.
And you also experience some vomiting. We spoke about nausea, is still here. Feeling sick, feeling like vomiting, feeling so uneasy. It's more like you want to do everything at that same time. And so another thing is unexplained weight loss. Okay, maybe you're likely to lose weight a lot, lose too much weight because you're not eating. Your body is not getting the right room to grow. You're passing stools, you're vomiting, everything that is supposed to make you function well. You're not getting it that way, and so you're likely to have extreme weight loss, which you cannot even explain, which you cannot do anything about. And the last thing we're looking at is appetite changes. So your whole appetite, your whole maybe circle or your whole cycle of eating, it changes. There are some things that you used to be interested in, then you're not interested in again. Some food types, when you even take them in, they would even worsen the case for you. And so your appetite will change as well. So if you are looking at all of the things that we're discussing with you, if you're experiencing them, like I said, it's not shameful. You should consider seeing a healthcare professional. But it's very important that we get to know, in as much as we've spoken about the causes, we've spoken about the symptoms and the signs, we have to know some risk factors as well. What are some things that we are likely to do? Are they human behaviors? Are they natural? What are some of the things that if we do will invite unto us ulcers? You mind taking us to the first one?
Yeah, I'll definitely take us through that. But first of all, thank you so much for that little motivation, letting us know that we need to go see the doctor anytime you have symptoms like this. In fact, it is not an easy thing. And from what I've learned in these few minutes, I learned that you experience vomiting with blood in it. You pass through with blood in it. You experience severe nausea, fainting, and all those things. Weight loss for no reason, just because you have ulcer. And so yes, but away from that, we are going to go into the risk factors. And in addition to having risk related to taking NSAIDs, you may have an increased risk of peptic ulcers if you smoke. And so smoking may increase the risk of peptic ulcers in people who are infected with H. pylori. Yeah, and so it says smoking, and so when you smoke excessively, you'd get ulcer. And even when you already have ulcer and then you smoke, it makes it more dangerous for you. Exactly.
And we have to be careful with our alcohol intake as well. And so if you are an alcohol lover, definitely you should know that it should be in moderation. And our intake of spicy foods, all of that. We know we love all the pepper, we love all of the, the spice going on there, but we should slow it down. Well, I'm talking to you, but the person sitting here talking to you is also
spicy girl.
So we'll just take our time with it. We'll just take all of that in moderation. And you definitely know that to prevent ulcer, you have to protect yourself from infections. It's very important that you protect yourself from some infections as well. So it can be from one person to the other. Okay, some infections can be from one person to the other. So you just protect yourself of every kind of infection. And then we have to know that there should be certain precautionary measures when we are taking certain pain relievers. It's very important. It's very important that all of the aspirin, all of the pain relievers that we're taking, you seek medical advice on that before you take them.
Can I chip in there quickly?
Definitely.
I think that with taking critical look about taking the pain relievers, I think it's best that we stick to your doctor's prescription. You don't just go ahead and and we are all used to OTCs over the counter. We go, I think this is wrong with me, and so I want this. And so I think that if you have to go to a pharmacy that has real pharmacists for them to really prescribe the drug for you, then you stick to it. And so if it's maybe you're supposed to have 8 tablets, please stick to the 8 tablets. If the medicine is not done, don't stop taking it. Yeah, and that is what it means, because there was some time when I went to the hospital and I learned that the body has a DNA for the medicines you take. It has calculation, and so that's why when you have malaria, there's something called 224. That's a calculation that we have to take out of it. Until 224, the malaria is not gone. It's just weak, but it's not gone. And so when you go to the hospital and you're feeling this kind of pain, and then you go and they go like, okay, I think you should take 2, but just take the 2. No matter how much the pain is still there, please do it because of these factors, these serious risk factors of, you know, getting ulcer. And I'm sure you definitely don't want to feel how ulcer is like, because from what we've read, I'm even already scared. I mean, having all these things happen to you at one is definitely not easy. But have you realized that since we were talking and although not even one spoke about not eating? So what were they teaching us?
But it's definitely very important that you don't starve yourself. You don't have to starve yourself. You have to eat. You don't have to skip breakfast. Breakfast is very important, so don't skip breakfast. I think that that's one education that we have to give ourselves, not skipping breakfast. It's okay, it's okay, but at least you know what you take in the morning, you know what you take in the afternoon, and you know what you take in the evening. So let's just do everything in moderation. And just like Daphne said, we have to seek a healthcare advice, a healthcare professional's advice. We can't. We are not doctors, and we don't have that much knowledge about anything concerning our health. And we can read online and all of that. But at the end of the day, you have to go to someone who has been through that course as well. That's it for our well-being segment. We hope that you've been informed. We hope that you're taking good care of your body, your system. We hope that you are constantly taking this advice and precautionary measures as well to prevent yourself from developing an ulcer. It's very important. We don't want you to go through all of that pain as well. We're going straight to our very famous birthdays. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
You don't look excited.
Hey, have you not seen my face? I look like a princess.
Hey, okay. So who do you think we are celebrating first on our birthday, Bill?
So on our birthday, Bill, we'll be celebrating Felicity Jones.
Well, I love all of the Abrofo and all of that, but I think we want to start from Ghana. We want to start from our own people, and we're starting with Shatawale. I mean, you don't sound like you like Shatawale.
Don't even
Are you
start.
an SM fan?
Before I start singing from his first album to his last album.
Sing one and let me see something.
You want me to sing Shatawale
one Shatawale song.
Okay. On God, me, I promise. It could be the hour of the day. Is it not Shatawale who sang it?
That comes with some energy.
So my energy is low.
Your energy is so low.
Oh, I see it.
On God, me, hey. It could be the hour of the day.
Me fights like Mike Tyson.
Hey.
Me kill a lion like Samson.
Hey. SM,
Feel life.
Okay, that is for life.
No, it's in Jamaican. Pata is feel life.
Yes. Bashata, we are celebrating you today, Charles Niyama and Mensah Jr. and he's a Ghanaian reggae dance hall artist.
I said dance hall.
Feel like dance hall.
I'm shy. Hey,
and you should be shy. So he's a dance hall artist right here in Ghana. We're celebrating him today. I didn't know Shatawale was an October boy, and so it brings me so much joy.
Because Auntie is an October boy.
I increase it or door level. So formerly he was known as Bandana. Hey. Shatawale and his bandana, or Chichiba Kuboniti. Hey.
Shatawale.
Dance again. Miguel and Tin.
Shatta movement in. Money makers. Yeah, otherwise, by the time you realize it will be a Shatawale concert here.
But we celebrate him today.
Yeah.
And we know that recently he won the Artist of the Year at the Ghana Music Awards UK. And so we celebrate him today. We're moving on to Kwabena Kwabena.
Oh my God, Kwabena Kwabena.
Okay.
I just can't with this man. I love his songs. He is sensual. He is amazing. He makes I don't know, appreciating love so beautiful. And even how he describes, like, oh my God, Kwabena Kwabena is just,
He embraces the whole, you know, odolity. Odolity.
Hey, please, new grammar. I hope you are writing.
He embraces the whole odolity.
Okay.
And that man is still very, you know, active, is still very known when it comes to the whole Ghana music terrain. And so we give it to him. And so happy birthday from all of us here at Shobiz TV to you, Kwabena Kwabena.
Esedwa, how do you think this man is? Because do you know the first time do you remember his song with Becca, You Lied to Me? How old was I then? But look at him, he still has 6 packs and he's, how is he doing this? He should come, we need one-on-one. He should come and tell me how he's doing it so that I can still also...
Where he started from, I know, back he turns 45 today actually. 45 today. Let's move on to Felicity, who you are so much interested in and wanted to give us all of the gist. So let's get to know what's going on there.
Okay, so let's definitely get to know what's going on there. We're going to say a very big happy birthday to Felicity Jones. And so a very big happy birthday to Felicity Jones. And we just want to wish you a big happy birthday. We pray that everything that you ask for will come back to you and you have an amazing time.
Definitely. And well, a little bit whispered to me that you mentioned 6 packs, but it looks like it's affecting some people behind the scene. And so Captain Hook said, how can you talk about 6 packs and mention someone like Kwabena Kwabena? He said he got it.
Captain Hook has
so very soon,
packs.
I'm sure we'll be starting a modeling, you know, a runway thing here. Captain is our model. He's the main man for the guys. Okay, and his name. Do you know the name he will be using?
What's his name?
Bottles Breaker.
What?
Bottles Breaker.
Hey. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Bottles Breaker.
I don't even want to start imagining Captain Hook's modeling bare-chested. Oh my God. Let's just move on to Ziggy Marley. We're celebrating Ziggy Marley. David Nestor Ziggy Marley is a Jamaican reggae musician. He is the son of the reggae icon Bob Marley and Rita Marley. He led the family band Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers until 2002, with whom he released 8 studio albums. He turns 54 today. I mean, when it comes to an offspring from Bob Marley, it's very important that we give them that mileage, we give them that respect, and also celebrate them as well.
I have a question. Is Naira Marley in there?
No, please. No, please. I'll boldly answer that. No, please.
Okay, now we're moving on. We say a very big happy birthday to the man who makes all odds, who makes rap looks beautiful, who comes on with the pun and the punches. The man that personally I think that has paved way for so many rappers. The man that doesn't keep, you know, he doesn't fail to surprise me every time. And also the original originator for the word stan. And so, Esidwa, you know, when someone is an idol, like someone really looks up to you, the person says, I stan. The person says, I stan. And so Eminem is definitely the originator with his music, Stan. And so the song Stan was talking about a man that was super, super in love with, you know, Eminem's music and his personality, that because of how much he was in love with his personality, he didn't give that much attention to his wife, and so his wife died in the way. So yeah, that is it. A very big happy birthday to Eminem. Marshall Bruce Mathers, the third, known professionally as Eminem, is an American rapper, songwriter, and record producer. He is credited with popularizing hip-hop in Middle America and is frequently mentioned amongst the greatest rappers of all time. Today marks his 50th birthday.
Definitely, Eminem. We celebrate him today. I think you're right. Everything you've said about Eminem, he's my very personal favorite, and so I love him. And so we celebrate his birthday today. We're moving on to Wyclef Jean. Nell as Wyclef Jean is a Haitian rapper and musician. At the age of 9, Jean immigrated to the United States with his family. His first achievement was as a founding member. He first achieved fame as a founding member, co-producer, and guitarist of the New Jersey hip-hop trio The Foodies, alongside Lauryn Hill and Pras as well. And he turns 53 today. I mean, we celebrate him today. And moving on to another person, Erin Kellyman. Erin Kellyman is a British actress. I mean, we celebrate her today. She gained prominence through the Channel 4 sitcom Raised by the Wolves and the BBC series Les Miserables. Is that well? I
She's
think
so
so.
pretty.
I think
Look
so.
at her face.
And so yeah,
She's
definitely.
so pretty.
She
And
celebrates her
then
birthday today.
yeah, and lastly we have Maxwell Simkins. So a very big happy birthday to Maxwell Simkins. Maxwell Simkins is a writer, actor, and rapper from Ambler, PA, and now resides in Los Angeles, CA. From an early age, he began acting in feature films such Book of Henry for Focus Features, Love the Coopers for CBC Films, and Three Generations. Michael John McKean is an American actor, comedian, screenwriter, composer, singer, and musician known for his various roles in film and television such as Lenny Whiskey in Laverne and Shirley, David St. Hubbins in This Is Spinal Tap, and Chuck McGill on Better Call Saul. He turns 75 today. Hey. How does this?
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Well, we are celebrating every single person celebrating their birthday today. It's a good one. It's nice that we get to have time for people celebrating their birthdays. And we have one request coming in, and this is coming from Nelly Akosia, producer number 1. She thought she could hide under Nelly Akosia, but she's our producer right here. And so she's celebrating B-Strap of the Asaka Boys. B-Strap of the Asaka Boys. And the message is very simple. She says, may all you ever prayed for be accomplished, higher heights to you. May all you prayed for be accomplished. B-Strap, we're celebrating you right here on Son of on Shobiz TV. We'll take a quick turn. When we come back, we'll be going straight to our bulletin. Stay tuned.